Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Fennekin. Today, it's May 20th, and I read this story earlier today, and I was just disgusted, and I was annoyed, and I was almost teary-eyed reading it and hearing about it because it's just so unfortunate. The headline is dystopian, it's depressing, it hurts if you're empathetic, it really does feel awful, and it's just awful, and really goes to show why people are so vile, just genuinely vile. And this is from the PC Gamer. It came today, as you can see, is published today, um, which was May 20th. And I'll read the story to you guys and give my insight about the whole situation. Now, 81-year-old Minecraft streamer swatted while raising money for grandson's cancer treatment. That's a very unfortunate, but beautiful. Obviously it's beautiful that, it's beautiful, but it's also very unfortunate that an 81-year-old or anybody has to really do any of this to raise money for a family member or someone he loves, treatment that they're dealing with, and it's just unfortunate. But she seems like a sweet lady, judging by the picture, and I'm pretty sure in general she's very nice. But the underbelly basically says, grammacrackers says she's never had that much attention in my life, in quotes. Here is the underbelly of what I'm going to say. Grammacrackers, an 81-year-old Minecraft streamer raising money for her grandson's cancer treatment, fell victim to a swatting recently with numerous police cars, SWAT trucks, and officers appearing at her home as she slept via the gamer. Which is, that's a interesting awakeness of a very interesting, I don't know if that's your sleep paralysis bothering you, but those are very scary, especially if you just woke up and see all people banging at your door. I was asleep, recounted the streamer in a video posted after the experience, and these policemen came in the door, 3 periods, and the cop walked me out, and I didn't know what was going on. In a photo from the streamer's Ring doorbell camera, three armored police officers can be seen standing around her door. Although swatting, the act of placing a fake 911 call in order to get police to dispatch armed SWAT officers to someone's home, is a monumentally nasty and dangerous practice which can result in people getting killed, which I will get to that in a little bit. Grandma Cracker is relatively phlegmatic about her experience. It was kind of fun. It was, said the streamer. Phlegmatic, she was very, not really thrilled, but very collective of herself. Cool, calm, and collective, I guess as you could put it, about the experience. If I had to, I wasn't involved. But, yeah, people getting killed. There was a story in 2017 about a man in Wichita, Kansas, that was killed with nothing to do with swatting at all. Like, he had nothing to do with anything going on. It was 2 people arguing over Call of Duty or something like that. One of them gave the address that wasn't his address about this man, the man that was eventually, unfortunately, killed. And the guy contacted, and the other guy that he gave the phone number, the address to, gave it to somebody else, I think, that knew, I guess, called SWAT, and SWAT came over, and the man who was killed walked out of his house and was gunned down by a police officer. It's very unfortunate, and I know some of them, I guess, had to serve time, and I don't know if it was just regular jail or prison or serve any time, and but they did. The officer, he didn't get any jail time or prison time, but the other guys that were involved that set it up, they got time, as far as I can know. My grandkid and my kid, they were hugging me, you can't get that much attention normally. I was getting all kinds of hugs. I was really eating it up. It was kind of fun. The streamer was briefly detained by officers as the situation was worked out. I got to ride in a police car to my apartment, and then it was all over. So I thought, well, I gotta go to bed. So I took an ibuprofen and went to bed. This was recent. This was May 18th. May 18th. Almost the 15th. May 18th. So this was Monday. Jesus.
Injuries and bills don't stop at 5
Motherfucking
o'clock, and
1
neither should
800.
your lawyer. We fight for our clients.
You guys swatted.
What's whatever.
I did.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to them about it?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me tell you about my swatting experience. I was asleep. I was so asleep, I did not want to get up. And these policemen came in the door. The prettiest policewoman I've ever seen, the beautiful eyes, so sweet. But I think she could kick butt if she needed to. She was so sweet. And they walked me out, and I didn't know what was going on, but it was kind of fun. It was.
Yeah.
That's very sweet. I'm not gonna. Let me see if they have like any footage of the. 'Cause as sweet as all of this is, I rather look at.
Injuries and bills
God.
don't stop at 5 o'clock.
1-800,
and
don't
neither
do
should
this
your
to me.
lawyer. We fight for our clients.
Is it this one? Someone said they clipped it.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere. Yes, see him?
When you're
Okay.
injured, the pain and bills don't
So,
stop at 5
I'm
o'clock.
kind of just skipping
and
around making
neither
sure because
do
I don't know if they're just. I think they're just playing the game now. Oh my
When you're
gosh!
injured,
You got to
the
be
pain
kidding
and
me!
bills don't stop at 5 o'clock, and neither do we.
I was trying to pause it. So we'll continue reading. Per the recollection of grammacrackers' family, the police arrived in full force with 20 police cars, 5 SWAT vehicles, and drones flying over her house. That's dangerous. Are you serious? I have never had that much attention in my life, laughed the streamer. Which is, you have to admit, a very charming and funny response to the situation. Yeah, at least she's a pro with it. But it's worth remembering how easily the whole thing could have resulted in a horrible tragedy, as these things have before. Grandma Crackers continues to stream and is live, though away from her keyboard, at the time of writing. It's very sweet. Very, very sweet. Dude, how awful, how cynical and miserable and just straight up evil of a person do you have to be, you know, you have to be very detestable as a person, very just hateful. You have like to be just have like a malicious intent of doing something to this for a poor old lady that's just trying to raise money for her family, right? For her grandson's cancer treatment, man. And she does have a GoFundMe. She does. What the I try not to curse all that much, but what? I've seen this before, right? Swatting has been around for a while, you know. I remember when there would be people streaming and they would turn around, right? Or they would go to their door and you'd hear yelling, SWAT come in, and then next thing you know, the SWAT, they're in the bedroom or in the room where the camera is, where like they're streaming, and they're pointing the guns around, and it's just unfortunate. Like, it's scary, you know? And I hate seeing stuff like this, but this is just awful. Like, doing this to someone like her, for what she's trying to do, especially, you know, it's awful for anybody, but for a lady, she was charmful about it. It looked like, but it's just unfortunate and it's very disgusting that someone would do this. You know what I mean? To anybody, but to an 81-year-old that's just trying to raise money for something that is hard to fight already. You know, it's hard going through when someone is dealing with, you know, when someone is in the hospital or when someone is dealing with a bunch of BS that just is scary to deal with emotionally wise. And a lot of people think, oh, I could just do whatever. It's like, bro, you're a cornball, man. You're an actual goober. You're a cornball. You're a cheese ball. You're literally a whole carton of milk. You're a fucking condom. You're a stupid asshat. You're a fucking I swear to God, you have the fucking brain size of a Timberland boot, and your brain is not working mentally. Your fucking entire frontal lobe is not working correct. You have a paper cup as literally inside of your head, right? A couple screws are loose. It's just, it pisses me off, man. It seriously does. It pisses anybody off, man. Because I know people always say this. What if you looked at it from your shoes? Like, what if I was in your shoes? What if the bully was in that person's shoes? But really, what if you were in this her family's shoes? You got a family member that's dealing with this BS, this trying to get better from this cancer treatment. You're raising money, you know, in a polite way, playing Minecraft, sweet wholesome thing, and some stupid BS like this happens because these cornball ass internet trolls that literally don't touch grass. They don't go out their parents' basement. They are Reddit moderators, and when I say Reddit moderators, they're on those like very awful Reddit subreddits. They're Discord moderators for their favorite Discord server that sends a bunch of KKK and racist ass and corny ass memes and quotes. It's stupid, and I know like a lot of people like they try to be like edgy to some extent. You're not being edgy, bro. Like, oh yeah, this is like real, human me being a rebellious person. This does not make you a rebellious person for doing some stupid shit swatting an 81-year-old, bro. Seriously. And I don't know who swatted her. I don't know who the fuck did. Who gives a fuck? But like, you gotta be like, I feel like you have to be a certain age. Be like, yeah, this shit's not funny. You know what I mean? Admittedly, I get angry at the world. I do. I won't deny that. I get mad. Right? I get miserable. I'm damn near miserable. I was miserable yesterday. I've been feeling miserable, man. I don't have a lot of friends I talk to all that much anymore. Right? I've been kind of empty, alone. I got really nowhere to go in my life. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. I'm 19, but it's just awful that, like, if you're 12 or 13, I'm not saying it's right, but if you're like doing some stupid shit, if you're 12 or 13, it's okay. Yeah, you're 12 or 13. Obviously, you should maybe know a little more better, but it's fine, whatever. Just don't do it again. Don't try to be a nuisance. But if you're like my age, or you're like slightly younger, or if you're older than me and you think this shit's funny, or you did this yourself, or you will encourage this shit, or you try to be an internet troll, you try to ruin people's good, you try to mess with people's days and stuff like that. You don't know what people are going through mentally, and you don't know what people are going through in their actual personal lives. What they're dealing with, and it's just unfortunate. And you don't really, and I know people are going to find an excuse for like the people that, I don't know how you could ever find an excuse, but there's going to be cornballs who are going to find excuse for the person that called this, that the actual swatter that caused all of this. Like, oh, he's just playing a joke, he's just, don't be too serious. It's like, I don't know if you guys, I've never been in a situation where SWAT have ever pointed guns at me, but I'd be so scared if like police came banging at my door, while I was sleeping, or at any time of the day, really, but if they came banging at my door while I was sleeping, right, open up the door, boom, there's cops around, right, they're like stepping, they're like at my front door, and I'm like, what the hell's going on, you know? And it's like, you guys are some actual cornballs, It's so awful. It's annoying, and I can't think of any logical reason why someone would do this other than to be an asshole, to be a shitty person, and to ruin someone's day. You know what I mean? This is all I have to say. I know this video is kind of, I don't really post on this channel at all that much. I post like a few videos here and there. My last video I made in May, I believe May. No, not May. I meant to say March, But I just had to comment on this because this is just so awful that I don't understand it, and I'm annoyed, right? And it has been like I've been thinking about it for a minute, anyways. But it is what it is, you know. Unfortunately, I don't know if the person who caused all this is gonna get in trouble or not. I hope they do, but they probably won't. Um, it's whatever. With that being said, yep, that's just unfortunate, and I'm all love to this lady and her grandson and her family and her friends. I love her and people that love her, all the fans that watch her or that support her. All glory to them, all glory to them, and to that streamer or not streamer. Why did I say that? Swatter. You're a fucking condom. Go such. Go suck. I said such. Go suck a lemon. Go suck a Goomba from Mario. Go suck a fucking penis. Go suck a penis. Go suck a condom. That's all I gotta say, really. Shout out to grammacrackers. Shout out to all the people that love her. We out. Good night.